Guys, a second woman has been caught for writing life in the UK test for other individuals. Now, we need to unpack everything about this. It is really disturbing. It is something that I feel that we need to be discussing in our community. What is actually happening in the UK? This is crazy, guys. This is really appalling. Anyway, I'll share all the details about this particular incident, as well as a video by LBC. They are the ones that published that particular news. According to them, they joined the police officers when they went for the arrest. So I'm going to share everything. There's something that has been bothering me about the first incident and this one. There's something that's been bothering me. I feel I will unpack it. I felt I was the only one that felt that way. But when I saw the comments under the LBC news, I now understood that I'm not the only one, because this thing sounds so strange. I feel that many of us in our community, we need to educate ourselves on things like this. Anyway, watch this video to the end so I can learn about everything that has to do with this case. If you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Cynthia. I share information that will help your transition abroad to be as smooth as possible. I share information about settling, working, or studying in the UK. If you're interested in settling in the UK, if you need a new job, maybe you want career progression, maybe you need a professional CV, a compelling supporting information, an outstanding cover letter. If you need anything that has to do with job application, then check out my store. The link is in the description box. Go and get sample CVs for yourself. And if you need one-on-one, because you are not meant to use the same CV to apply for all jobs, you are meant to have tailored CV for different jobs. Now, if you need help with that, then you can book a CV optimization service with one-on-one with me, so I can help you through that process. Without wasting time, let's get into this video. Now, let me share this particular news with you. It's by LBC, so that you will know what is happening in the UK. I'll put the link to this in the description box if you want to watch it. So let's go.
Second woman has now been arrested for supposedly using different wigs so that she could sit the British citizenship test for other people.
So a second woman has been arrested, like I explained to you. If you don't know what life in the UK test is all about, it's just a test that you need to write before you apply for your indefinite leave to remain, and then you can get your British citizenship. Another thing is that this particular test is just £50, and it's 24 questions that you need to pass 18 of them, and you can repeat it anytime you want. There are 30 centers all over the UK, and you can repeat it as often as you want. So it doesn't make sense that these people are actually impersonating other people to write those tests for them. Anyway, let's just go ahead with it.
LBC joined immigration enforcement officers in Kent as they knocked down the door of the 42-year-old Nigerian.
So we found a number of items, different wigs that we think were part of the disguise that this person used. We've also seized some other goods that we believe might be the proceeds of crime or even maybe stolen property.
First of all, a Nigerian woman, for goodness sake, this is an embarrassment. Why, auntie, why are you embarrassing us? This is horrible. Why would you do that? I wonder how much they are paying them that they would take that crazy risk. You know that it's over for you. It's over. You would lose your citizenship because of this. Obviously, she writing this life in the UK test, it means that maybe she must have written it herself and she has gotten her British citizenship. And so why would you take that stupid risk to do this thing? Also, obviously she's going to jail. It's fraud. This is horrible, guys. This is just horrible. I couldn't even believe that someone would try that in this country. They found out that she had like boxes of luxury handbags. Yeah, luxury handbags. So that's what she spent all the money she got from her clients on. Like, it doesn't make sense. This is a test that cost £50 to do. Why wouldn't somebody go and study it and sit down and write it? You can write it as many times as you want. So you're willing to spend 2K, 3K. I read somewhere, someone said like 2K, 3K, for someone to sit down and write 24 questions, answer them for you. And after answering those questions, you don't know that you might get caught in future, and then withdraw your British citizenship or indefinite leave to remain. It does not make sense. Why would you take such a risk? It does not make sense. This is the first time I'm hearing about people doing something like this in the UK, and it's crazy. Another thing that is worrying me is that they said she used wigs as a disguise. Guys, please write it in the comment box. Do you believe that wigs on a black woman is a disguise? I don't believe so. Women change their hair all the time, as in like black women, because the weather is crazy. I'm talking about winter, like breaks off our hair, it dries up our hair, and black women change their hair all the time. They use wigs as protective styles as well as braids. You can see Kemi Badenoch's hair. Those are braids. You keep them together, united. They resist the dry nature of the environment. They resist dehydration. So mine is micro locks, but that's not what we're after. I'm just saying that for black women, changing their hair all the time is just normal thing that they would do. You understand? And wigs is not a disguise, because even the people she is impersonating, the other black women she's impersonating, will be changing their hair every 1 week or 2 weeks. I feel like more than 50% of the women in this country, that's black women, I'm talking about black women in this country, have wigs. And they might have more than 1 weeks. And when I'm saying more than 1 weeks, I'm saying maybe 50 or maybe 10, maybe 5. It doesn't mean that because someone has more than 1 week, therefore it can be used as a form of disguise. So the thing that keeps me worried is biometrics. How did she pass through the biometric system in the UK? There's something wrong, guys. There's something wrong. Because I can't believe it. I can't believe it. The security is quite tight. I think before you come in, when you come in, you present your documents. I know that they said she faked the IDs in order to write this test for these people. I understand that maybe she was able to pass through that stage. Doctoring it is even a serious criminal offense. But the aspect that gives me the ick is like, they do biometrics for everybody that passes through the test. I believe so. If you've written your life in the UK test and you did a biometrics, just write it, yes, you did a biometrics in the comment, so I will know whether I'm going against what is actually the norm, you know. So if she actually did biometrics, so how did she pass through that thing and do it for many people? Like they said she did it for 12 people. So it's crazy that she went ahead and she kept doing it. So there's something wrong, guys. There's something wrong, because wigs is not going to be a means of impersonating someone, because other black women change their hair all the time. So what is it? Is it the facial structure? But you know what? I got the answer. I've got the answer. See, I went to the comment section, and this is what so many people are saying, and people in the comment section are hilarious. They said, how did she beat biometrics? This person said, whilst I'm no expert, there's a lot of data to suggest biometrics, because they are designed by a certain demographic of people, often don't work for non-white faces. Especially the data put in often show a variety of white faces that the biometric can distinguish, but it struggles with other ethnicities and races. Wow. You know, that's why they need AI and machine learning and people that would come forward to do more research in all these areas, because they need to improve on this system. If it is failing when it comes to black people or people of other ethnicities and races, then something has to be done about it. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion, because we don't all look alike. We don't all look alike, guys. Seriously. When it comes to black people, there are many skin tones. There are different shapes of faces, noses, and everything. So we don't all look alike. You cannot be hanging on to the color of our hair, or maybe if it's straight or braids on it. We change it all the time. You might not be able to recognize us the next time. So if that's what you're hanging on to. Another person says, as a black woman, I myself have 6 different wigs as part of my wardrobe. Doesn't mean I'm doing anything illegal. Anyway, We all know you're not doing anything illegal, but people are actually in the comments saying that they have many wigs. Someone says, God forbid the cops come to my house. Straight prison for me. Ha ha ha. I have about 100 wigs in my house. Yes, I'm telling you that people do have wigs. Another person asks, so the biometrics, how? Most intelligent devices are trained on white information. There's a bias for people of color, hopefully being addressed now. Okay, so they're going to address this particular situation, because how can this continue? As like people would be able to go for biometrics and they can pass for another person despite the facial scan, and I think they do fingerprints. I'm not sure anyway. I'm not sure whether they do fingerprints. But please, if you have done life in the UK test, what are the measures used to, you know, make you pass through security for you to sit down for the test? Are they, I know you have to present your passport and your BRP. Do they do biometrics? And what aspect of biometrics do they do? Do they do pictures, fingerprints? What aspect of it is done? Please share it in the comments. Some people are saying, yeah, something has to be done about this, so they need to beef up their system. If they need AI or more volunteers or whatever to optimize their system so that they'll be able to detect when more than one person comes on the database to write an exam, then they need to do that seriously. AI is the in thing. You've heard of the UK announcing AI opportunity plan. So if this is something you are interested in, just hop on it, because the UK needs more people in AI, because it's an automated system that increases the efficiency of anything you want to do. You know, it reduces cost, it reduces time. You're all aware of that. So if this is something that you are interested in, just hop on it. She's exposed gaps in the system, give her a job. No, don't give her a job. She's a fraudster. Someone says helping people fake a largely pointless test that I expect most British-born people couldn't pass either. So some people have had this research done, and they said more than, some people say it's 70%, some research said 50%. Most of them will fail that life in the UK test. So that's the research out there. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this? Because this is really disturbing. And auntie, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you take such a risk? This particular person, they said, is 42 or 43 years old. Now, I know that many people are very educated in this society, because someone is saying that if their only evidence is different wigs, they have something to learn about Black people. I have no problem believing I would fail this test along with most native Brits. This facial recognition program sounds like it would fall for the whole Superman Clark Kent thing because of his glasses. Obviously, you know, when we watch Superman, we see him just change his clothes and wear a pair of glasses, and we feel like, oh, we already know he's the same person, but why the heck would it look like, oh, they couldn't recognize him when he was Superman, and when he's like in the office like a journalist, they still don't recognize him. They can't even say, oh, that's Superman. It's crazy. It's pointless, but it's entertaining when it comes to Superman. But what this person is saying is that, wow, this wigs thing, they should stop saying that she used wigs as a disguise, because I don't think it's a disguise. Black women change their hair all the time. Every week or every 2 weeks, they change their hair. They use it as a means to protect their hair. And also, yes, I don't change my hair that often. I think throughout my videos, I've consistently maintained my natural hair, but it doesn't mean that there are other people that have preferences that we should not recognize. It's not a bad thing, you know, to change your hair and have more than 1 wig in your house. You can't have the same rusty wig, guys. You need to have like 5 or 6 or something like that. You know, take care of them and switch up if that makes you happy. Anyway, share your thoughts in the comments. Like I always say, do not abuse anybody. We are all here for each other. Talk to each other respectfully, because we're all respectful people. We all have the same goal. We want to take care of our friends and our family. We want things to be better for everybody. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.